Hello and welcome to another Red Resurrection 1v1. We've got a fun game here between Asylum, well this is Admiral Pitt in the orange as Confederation, and I think I'm just double checking there, Asylum in the light blue as the USA on a new map called Desert Eagle. And it's a nice little 1v, well I say it's a nice little, I made it, so I'll leave that up to you to decide, but it's a little 1v1 map. In the middle there is the tech or neutral satellite building. Trying to get those, they've been reworked a little. I'm trying to get them into some more maps in the mod, and also some neutral artillery buildings in the top left and bottom right. We just see Pitt here moving out with some infantry, and Asylum doing the same. Looks like an infantry was killed by one of Pitt's dogs by the looks of it. And there's going to be a lot of talking in this game because we've got two other observers, including myself, or one other observer. There's a few people watching and there's a lot of talking, so you're going to get to witness all of that. The bants. That's some good banter in the game. What's happening though? What are they doing? Pitt's already base crawling out, because that's one thing you have to kind of do on this map. You have one ore drill in your base, which is something that's happening in a lot of new maps, a lot of new 1v1 maps anyway. You start off with one ore drill and a little bit of ore that runs out moderately quickly, and then you have to expand outwards in some way or other, and Pitt is aggressively base crawling his way out of there, and focusing on trying to focus the mod's gameplay on map control, and not just being able to sit in your original base spot and always have enough money there, because that's kind of boring. There's no real point in having money at all if you don't have to fight over it, right? So making people get off their asses and do something to earn that dollar is one of the goals of this mod. And there's Asylum crawling forward there with those GIs. Takes out one conscript. Every little helps, I guess. It's 60 credits down the drain there for Pitt. Sure, that's going to change everything. We've got an engineer running into a scorcher up there as well, but I'm not going to show you that too intently. Lots of infantry, usual Asylum fashion. Lots of Guardian GIs though, which at this point not a lot of tanks out for those to deal with. Some more infantry. Got T2 up for Asylum already. Well, already, I guess it's the usual kind of time. As America, I guess he wants to go for the regional support beacon as quickly as possible, because that means that you can start calling in mercenaries, which are one of America's special abilities, and they're pretty good at bulking out your army, and also they're have some pretty strong firepower and provide income when they kill something as well. So getting those out is very good. Got a nice little engineer there standing by, ready to capture the artillery. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Maybe power. That's one thing you just have to be careful of a little bit, is not putting yourself in low power when capturing things. Pitt's already got his second refinery up, so he's doing pretty cool base crawling stuff there with those Tesla reactors. And lots of witty bants going on, but not a lot of great observing here. But still hasn't captured the artillery. Pitt's just staring, I guess, across the ore field with his conscripts, and we've got some scorchers coming out with rockets in. Some terror drones, and he's just reached T2. Easy playing as again. Confederation, so that just gives you flamethrowers, so not as important to get to T2. He's trying to break down those walls. Let's see how quickly they die. And the Scorchers are rushing straight in, and he oh, Asylum combat drugged 3 Guardian GIs. That's gotta be worth it, and they're not even firing, but they're running, try and catch up. I think he's gonna lose. Well, he sells the Arsenal. I'm not sure how damaged it was, but he sells it. Is he gonna get a power plant too? I think that power plant was literally just placed down as well, but he does... Oh, Asylum has a second MCV already. So that's how he wanted to expand. Oh, and he loses the power plant, doesn't even get the sell-off. But he's got a second construction yard there. So he's going to be expanding. And of course, I guess the one of the plus sides of having going for a second MCV is that you can have the refinery ready to place down, which you can't really do when you're base crawling, but at the same time Pitt has had his economy up for a little longer. Got some dogs going in there, they smell blood as well as other things, I'm sure. Let's see, so both the walls are broken down at the front of the base, which is a little feature on this map. I guess that's not actually been shown on any other maps at this point, but something I'm also playing with in these 1v1 maps and a few others. It's kind of some more interesting features that don't really, you know, they're not too goofy, but they influence the gameplay a little, like having those walls, so you can't instantly rush from base to base, but you can kind of open up a new attack route as the game goes on. Asylum's infantry have been destroyed there by the conscripts. And he's crawling in the other direction as well. I'm not sure he needs to at this point. Presumably he's doing okay for money. Asylum coming out with some with a robot tank, a couple of IFVs. Which are going to be able to kill those infantry. Pretty good. Pitt's going to have to run, or just leave some conscript sacrifices there. And he's left his base crawling kind of expansion here a little open, and that's a lot of infantry that can do a lot of damage. That Tesla reactor's going to go down. Faux show, he's putting an Ivan bomb onto the Rykov, but it doesn't even reach the infantry. But something blows up, the other Rykov, I guess. But Pitt just kind of walked his infantry in there, and they did get killed, so it's not looking good right there. But he is running some flamethrowers to those walls, but there's a robot tank and there's a pillbox. I'm not sure how great they're going to do. That war factory's going to go down. I'm not sure if it's a real one or a fake one. It seems like it might be a real one, but he did just place another, so who knows? He's playing when the Confederation, they could be real, they could be fake. You just can't tell. And the barracks is going down as well, so his second base crawling endeavours are going to get shut down. Nice. That is a nice cup of tea, I tell you. There's nothing else you want. Ooh, barracks or battle bunker comes up to push away those infantry. So that's not bad, and it's going to be able to push off this little kind of blockade. What is even going on in the chat? Red Alert 1 simulator. With all the war factories. That is Red Alert 1, alright. Just build war factories and refineries and medium tanks, and you're good to go. Red Alert 1 had some great ideas, but you know, they all paled in effectiveness compared to the medium tank or the heavy tank, but I think German medium tanks were pretty good. What do they get? The armor bonus, I think. Germany got 10% better armor. All the Russia got 10% cheaper everything, so definitely balanced. Loads of Scorchers coming in. And totally vulnerable tech. T3 sold. He's hammering on T2, sold. And he gets the regional support beacon as well, so that's literally Asylum reset. And now they deploy, and there's actually Ivans in there as well, which is pretty nifty. And he's attaching Ivan bombs to his own Scorchers, which is not a bad idea if they're going to die, because he did actually get the War Factory as a result. So that was kind of awesome. Because of course they do splash damage when the bomb explodes, so if they're next to a building, they're going to do damage to it. So he actually gets the War Factory and all the tech. I don't think Asylum even has another War Factory, so that's actually a pretty insane run by right there. But Asylum has a third construction yard, so I guess he's going to be able to build buildings pretty swiftly with the construction speed bonus, but they're both expanding to this ore field with Pitt's outpost there and a barracks and some infantry coming out. But that's a lot of allied infantry, so he'd be able to push through this if he really wanted to, and he had combat drugs in particular. I need more tea. My throat is a little dry. Baby. Pitt's already on T3 as well, which is amusing when Asylum just teched back up to 2, and he's got the regional support beacon. He's deciding to spread out a bit with his tech, which I think is a good move, especially if you're not going to bother to defend the back of your base. Might as well put the tech where your units are, which could well be the front line, and oof. Ow. My bones. He's got right up to the old artillery there, but he's going to be taking those heavy fire on those vehicles, and a demo truck comes in. Nothing there to get. Doesn't kill buildings. It's not that effective. Well, it is, but you need a few of them. It's better against infantry, particularly because in this patch, which will be the next patch, has an awesome change which I requested from Alex B, who develops Ares, and he obliged incredibly swiftly. So I think everyone's going to be grateful for this. Any players, because it allows self-healing to actually stop during combat, which is awesome. That's a feature that's in a lot of modern RTS, and that is not one of Asylum's grenadiers. That is a saboteur walking straight into the construction yard. Rippo. That means Asylum has lost his vision entirely. His shroud gets reset, because construction yards have radars. They have the radar, so when you get spied, you lose all your vision. But luckily, stolen tech is turned off now in competitive mode, so he's not going to get any stolen tech. But his Asylum is running in his IFVs to die. Classic military strategy right there. But as I was saying, self-heal, it now stops during combat, so if something receives damage, it won't self-heal for 10 seconds, 10 in-game seconds. Which means that no unit will now be invincible due to self-healing, as a couple were in some, shady combinations, like I don't know, Rocketeers couldn't kill, one Rocketeer could never kill a Crazy Ivan because Crazy Ivans would out-heal the damage. Now that's not the case, because the Ivan will not self-heal during while being attacked. So that's really awesome, and it does change up the mod balance a little bit. So over the next couple of patches, probably there'll be maybe some self-heal changes, because it does open up some cool ideas, particularly for specific units, I think, where, you know, you might have a... Did another spy get in there? I don't... Did I just see another spy? I guess I did. Stop it, he says. I'm not sure the effectiveness, but it's funny, so... 10 out of 10, 6.9 out of 10 for that. But yeah, the self-healing change does give you some cool possibilities where, like, you know, a hit-and-run unit, for example, could self-heal really quickly when out of combat, but be really weak, you know, so if it dies in combat really quickly, but if you can hit and then run successfully, you'll heal, like, within seconds, or something like that. And that could be really cool, which is kind of what the intention behind, like, Nighthawk healing was for, because they self-heal, and that was intended to keep them useful when they're damaged. As you can see here, it wasn't self-healing at all, but if it manages to escape, then it will self-heal. Pretty nifty, and it actually takes out one of those siege choppers too, which is pretty cool. But is he going to get this one? Oof. Just escapes there. And the grinders. It also, I guess, the self-heal change makes other kinds of healing more valuable, I guess. So medics heal infantry during combat, obviously, and grinders self-healing themselves. They no longer get the passive self-heal that T3 vehicles do. They just when under fire. So the self-healing of the attack is actually more important as a result. And I've got some mercs coming down here, but I think it's going to be too late. A couple of those mercs are rocket guys who are pretty damn good, and he takes out one of the grinders and gets some money for it, which is actually real nice. Oh, just kill the grinder. Kill it. Okay. Okay, he's not. He's letting the MCV get tickled by the grinder. He's like, stop it, I'm ticklish, let me go. And the grinder is finished. Grinder was finally killed. That's a lot of troops though from Asylum, a lot of low-tech units, because he has been deprived of his tech for a while, so it's kind of what he's got to work with. A lot of flak troopers here, but they're going to get... well, he takes out the Nighthawk, but some GIs there and some merc gunners there to bring down those flak troopers. I don't know where the army of Pitt really is. He doesn't seem to have an army, but he does have a demo truck, which is an army in and of itself, and that is going to destroy everything, because that's one of the things that self-healing definitely, or the self-heal change definitely buffs, is radiation. So we'll have to see about the damage of that, but makes demo trucks pretty good again, as is the political slogan of the year. Make things pretty good again. Here comes another one. Boom, boom, boom. That's going to kill... Well, I guess that was a fake war factory, because that went down swiftly. It needs to be careful of these mercenary rocket guys, though. Manages to escape. And despite all those demo trucks, and that was a little too ballsy placement for the Tesla coil. I actually think this is coming to a close here. Admiral Pitt played pretty well in the beginning. At least he expanded. Did that really nice run by. Took out all the tech and the war factory. But it looks like Asylum has just kind of powered on through, which is the style of the US. And got some Aristokes here, and there's no anti-air at all, so this expansion is just going to go down slowly but surely. And he's pouring in now with infantry and some mercs and one liberty to bring freedom to this little part of the world. In a world where Aristokes kill miners, because now they can with the self-heal change. Bum bum bum. It's a whole new world. Oh, he actually managed. How does he do that? Admiral Pitt every time manages to get a saboteur into your vehicle, even right in the front of other units. Drugs those GGIs, takes out the bunker within seconds. Is he going to get the construction yard, or is Pitt going to run away? It's going down pretty quick. Whoa! Wow! And he just gets it. One thing I always do is wait for far too long before moving my construction yard, and that refinery is going to go down. All the money is going to spill out all over the place. Oh, but a deployed terror drone, also one of the new features in this patch, took out a few infantry there. Not bad at all. And he's going to take out T3. I think this is the end of Admiral Pitt, unfortunately. But he does get out Dante. Can he turn the tide, though? Snipes one of those vehicles. He does kill the driver when it's below 50% HP. And he has line damage with those flames in his from his rifle shot. Damages friend and foe, though, so you have to be careful. And he killed all those infantry. Of course, he's anti-infantry primarily. So with well-placed shots, you can do pretty good. He's got a few flak troopers here, which will eventually be able to kill those Aristokes, but not before they fire and flee. This has pretty much got to be GG. Soon enough. Of course, Pitt can capture those mercenary vehicles with cement, as he's doing. There is an engineer. He never lets anything go to waste, that's for sure. All he's got now, I think, is those barracks and the revolutionary headquarters, which means he could produce firebrands and tunnels if he wanted to, and maybe stage an incredible comeback. But it seems improbable in this universe. Seems unlikely. The map's pretty blue. It's a nice shade of baby blue. Got some Abrams tanks as well. So I guess he's finally reached tier 4. And ooh, Aristokes. I really enjoy seeing those. They capture the kind of epic firepower quality of the US faction in this mod that I tried to go for. And Pitt is be doing his diligence by laying out some of those Fury drones that Dante can deploy, and those drones leap and explode and suicide. Oh my god, what's he doing? He's got a saboteur that just came out of the headquarters. I'm not sure if he tried to do a tunnel, resistance tunnel. Oh, and the Bradley there, the mercenary tank, just killed an Aristoc. So Pitt would have got some money for that as well, some decent cash. But their mobility, especially with that cliff in the way, the mobility is just a little too good, I think. And not all the Fury drones in the world will be able to save you from what Asylum can muster at this point. It's nice big army there. Got some Mercs, got some Abrams, got some Mirage tanks. Got some headhunters apparently. You don't see them, but they're there because they're the ones that call in the airstrikes. And one of them dies with the epic death voice there. Got Dante, but he's gonna have to back up there. Of course, heroes too also have the self-heal cooldown thing, so they don't heal during combat. And oh, he got assassinated, and Pitt GG's out. Asylum wins.